Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Today is another exciting day for me because it's new guitar day. Now, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me to go and buy him a guitar, and I went to Guitar in Epsom, which is one of my favourite guitar shops that's not too far from me. And I found this used Epiphone 335 Dot, which I was really impressed with. So in today's video, we're going to be unboxing this, which is his big brother. I'll tell you the story of this just really quickly. So I've been looking for this particular guitar for quite some time. And one day last week, I went on to reverb.com and I found this, which seemed far too cheap for what it was, but it was for sale at a guitar shop up north in the UK. So I decided to buy it, and I thought, well, the worst comes to the worst. If I don't like it, or it's a bit of a dog, I can sort of sell it on. But hopefully this is going to be the version of this guitar that I'm going to want to keep. So let's unbox it. So I've got to say, whoever packaged that up has done an amazing job. I don't think I've ever seen anything with so much bubble wrap in my life. So if there's a bubble wrap shortage in the UK, we know why, because all of the bubble wrap in the UK was around this guitar. So there's the case. So what is this? This is a Gibson Custom Shop ES335. It's a 2006 edition, but it's got something that's a little bit unusual about it, and I'll show you because it's a limited run. So you guys can see it first. Now, every time I buy a Gibson and it's posted, I do always panic a little bit because the headstocks on Gibsons are not known to be the strongest. So fingers crossed it's going to be all right. Okay. Well, they've done a really great job in the packaging. Ugh. So, Sounds Pad in, where are they based? In Barnstable, in Devon. Oh, actually, Devon, I thought it was up north. So Soundpad in Barnstable, thank you so much for such a great job in packaging this up. Ooh. Oh, get that off. So this is an ES335, but as you'll notice, it's got something different about it. It's got the Trinni Lopez F-holes. So instead of F-holes, they've actually got diamond holes. What a beauty. And it's a slightly different finish because I think they call it the black pearl. So it's got like a sort of metal flake in the finish. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't have gold hardware. I said about this last guitar that I got about gold hardware. I'm not a massive gold hardware fan. I think because I grew up sort of playing guitar in the 80s and 90s, and there were so many guitars with gold hardware, and it's just a bit of a no-no for me. But that's what it comes with, and it's, what a beauty. That's a fantastic looking guitar. Now, it's not in perfect condition. You wouldn't expect it to be. It's a 2006, so it's got a few scratches on it, but what a fantastic guitar. Let's get it fired up. So I've got it tuned up, but it's been travelling across the country for the weekend, so it's quite cold out there at the moment, so it needs to acclimatise itself a little bit. So it's got a nice, fairly chunky neck to it, which for me, I prefer. A lot of these 335s, or some 335s, come with quite a slim neck. And personally, I prefer a bit of a fatter neck, something to get hold of. And It sounds great, actually. So immediately, like that LSL guitar, these pickups are quite underwound, which again I prefer because I like clarity out of my humbuckers, and they do sound really nice. So that's the mid position. Neck. Another bridge. And again, it's nice, it's got lots of clarity because, as I said, it is underwound. So the guitar needs a bit of a setup, which is a bit surprising because in the advert for this guitar, it did say that it was going to have a full pro setup on it, and it needs a little bit of work. Definitely needs some new strings, and you would have thought with a setup you would have got new strings. So what I'm going to do in a minute is change the strings and then I'll compare it again. But question is, do I keep the scratch plate on? Because personally, what I've done with my Les Paul is I've taken the scratch plate off because it looks, for me, it looks much better. And I think this could do the same. So let's do that first. And the thing about this guitar, because it's got diamond F holes, I think that's the main feature of it compared to like a normal 335. So by removing the scratch plate, it's definitely exposed the F holes, or the diamond holes I should call them. God, it needs a damn good clean. Let's do that. Right, so before I change all the strings, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Because if you look at the body, and if anyone's a Foo Fighters fan or a Dave Grohl fan, you'll know that Gibson do a model like this called the DG335, which is a Dave Grohl edition. Now, the Dave Grohl edition, I don't know what it's limited to, but it's a limited run again. And the thing about the Dave Grohl edition is they sell for bonkers money. So anything from, say, $15,000 to about $25,000. Now, this is an even more limited run. Apparently with these, they made 150 of each colour. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I've been told. I'm waiting for more information from Gibson. So this is an even more limited run than the Dave Grohl edition. And price-wise, this is far, far, far less than buying one of those. But you get the Trinni Lopez style diamond holes like you do on the Dave Grohl, the DG335. But you don't get the Trinni Lopez headstock like you do on the DG. You get the standard sort of 335 Gibson headstock. So what I'm going to do is to put some new strings on it, give it a right good clean up, sort out the fretboard because that needs a clean and an oil, and I'll be back straight after that. I've left it for a good hour or so just to acclimatise to the room. It's definitely settled down. So the pickups in this are the 57 Classics. Now, the thing about Gibson pickups is I don't know why people change them, because every single Gibson that I've had has had great sounding pickups. So if you're looking at sort of swapping out some pickups, I'd highly recommend looking at some Gibson pickups because they do sound really, really good. So some of the things I'm noticing about this guitar, which actually I really do like, is how aged the binding has become. So it's got this really cool sort of smoky yellow to it. It's not a smoker's guitar. I don't think it was a smoker's guitar, but it's aged in a really nice way. There are some little finishing problems on it. but again, it's a nearly a 20-year-old instrument, so I'm not too fussed about that. And yeah, absolutely great sounding guitar. It definitely still needs a bit of settling in. It needs a bit of a setup, to be honest. The E string and the B string they're rubbing on some of the frets, so I think I'll go and get a fret job done on it just to make it perfect. But what a cracking guitar. So if you're looking for, say, like a Dave Grohl 335, the DG 335, but you don't want to pay $15,000 to $25,000, I'd highly recommend checking one of these out. It's a 2006 Double Diamond limited edition custom shop, but fantastic guitar that I think is going to be a keeper. Thanks, Pip. Huh?
You got another new guitar?
I sold 3 guitars to get 2. Cutting down. So on Thursday, James is coming over and he's going to bring over an old Epiphone, and I'm going to get hold of that Epiphone Dot that I did a review of a couple of weeks ago, which was an absolute cracking guitar. And on Thursday, I think what we're going to do is to compare the custom shop with the Epiphones. To be honest, I think the Epiphones are going to come out really, really well because they were absolutely cracking guitars. But anyway, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of this. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul and I'll see you next time. Cheers.